Welcome to the Fantasy Football Bandwagon. And now your hosts, Nolan and Brayden.
Good morning. We're currently in Fort Worth, Texas. Let's go with that. Fort Worth, Texas.
San Diego.
San Diego, Vietnam, whatever you want to go with. This is the Fantasy Football Bandwagon Podcast. I don't even know what episode it is anymore, but we are going to do our week 3
I believe
starts and
it's
sits.
17.
Something like that. We've been going on this longer than anyone expected, but we're still here. Can't count us out.
Yeah, we're
okay?
not going away, so y'all better just get used to it.
Can't count us out. I'm Nolan. That is Brayden. Say hi, Brayden. You never introduced yourself.
Hi, I'm Brayden.
Hi, my name's Jeff.
My name Yef.
My name's
We're
Jeff.
about to get some Yef on
Yeah,
Sunday.
get some Yefs going.
No,
so
we're getting some Yef on Sunday.
I'm confused.
Yef Wilson Jr.
Jeff. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, we'll get to Jeff Wilson Jr. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go over some injury news and also go through the schedule like we do every week so far and kind of break down who we're starting sitting from each game, who we're starting them over, stuff that way. It's going to get interesting. Don't forget to go follow us on social media if you have not already at FF Bandwagon on
Instagram,
and
Twitter,
and then
and Facebook.
that's not what we are on Facebook. It's the Fantasy Football Bandwagon pod. I don't know. I don't think it says podcast. The
It
Fantasy
doesn't.
Football Bandwagon.
We have no idea what we
on
are.
the Facebooks, okay? We post injury updates, all kinds of things on those to kind of keep you up to date with breaking significant news.
True. He does not lie.
I'm not a liar. It's one thing I am not. I'm very bad at Among Us because I'm
Me
actually
too, dude.
I'm actually a really good imposter, but I'm not the greatest liar.
I'm actually terrible at Among Us because I cannot lie, dude.
Okay,
Like,
we'll talk about
it's
we'll
an
talk about that
actual
some other
problem.
day. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's fine.
I hate myself.
Brayden, we have some notable injury news for some very okay. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 names we're about to go through were consensus first and second round wide receivers, pretty much.
Yeah, what's new? That's been the whole season.
It's very strange. If you went 0 RB and went wide receiver heavy in the first round, like me, you probably have a few issues. But Devontae Adams is I think he finished with about 3 points last week for you in your fantasy league. I believe it's a hamstring injury. He's not looking good to play week 3 against the Saints.
Yeah, he got pulled in the fourth quarter, and a lot of people thought it was just precautionary, but it's looking like it's a little more than that.
Yeah, he's not looking good. It's definitely something to monitor. I think MVS is probably the pickup if Devontae can't go. If he's still on your waiver, which he may or may not be, I think MVS is kind of the fill-in there. But I'm not looking for a lot of production out of the Green Bay wide receivers because the man to own on Green Bay is Aaron Jones.
For sure. Yeah, if Devontae Adams sits, it might be a rough time, but we'll go over some of that here in a bit.
So definitely keep an eye on that. Another couple maybe the top 1 and 2 guys, Julio Jones and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is still they want him to come back. They haven't put him on IR, but I also think they don't want him to come back too quickly. So he's still questionable for Sunday. I think they might be waiting on Devontae Adams. I think maybe if Devontae Adams sits, then they're like, okay, we'll sit Michael Thomas.
I think Michael.
That's a thing.
No, probably not. I think Michael Thomas is sitting no matter what. I think Sean Payton's he doesn't like fantasy football.
But they know they're playing the Packers, which is usually a good team in some people's eyes. I don't think
They did. He didn't tell anybody that they weren't playing Michael Thomas when the issue happened until like Friday. They were like, yeah, he still has a chance to play, and he never did.
Okay, let me ask you this: if he plays, are you playing Michael Thomas?
No.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm playing Michael Thomas if I have him. I'm gonna let him sit for another week and let him Me sitting him doesn't let him heal, but I'm also not playing him.
I'm going to sit Michael Thomas.
I'll sit him and let him heal a little bit.
He needs to heal a little bit. I'm not going to play
He
him.
needs to heal on my bench a little bit. But I don't think I'm starting him. What about Julio Jones, who also
if everybody in the world sits Michael Thomas at the same
just let him
time,
heal. Don't play him in your lineup. Let him
it'll
heal
heal
for
him.
an extra week. Julio Jones against the Cowboys also had a big fat 3 points. It was great. He's on a couple of my rosters. He was dealing with nagging hamstring injury all throughout that game, and it's still bugging him, and he did not practice today.
It's concerning. It's definitely concerning.
It does concern me, yes. Now, ask me if I'm starting Julio Jones if he plays.
Are you starting Julio Jones if he plays?
Yes, because I feel like I have to. Michael Thomas has already missed a week, okay? I feel like you've already made arrangements to fill in for that. Julio Jones, they haven't said that he's missing time, and he's still Julio Jones, and I feel like a one-legged Julio Jones is better than all the other wide receivers on my roster anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm starting Julio Jones if he plays, but that's another thing to monitor is Julio Jones.
I mean, I'm playing him too. It does concern me. He didn't get targeted that much. So
it was
last
very
week,
strange.
And so I don't know if that was because of his hamstring injury.
He also didn't look happy not being targeted.
No,
so
he was very upset.
To monitor.
Yeah.
Kenny Golladay, another big name wide receiver for the Lions, hasn't played in 2 weeks. He's probably going to play week 3.
He's set to play.
Said yes, he's set to play. He's was limited at practice, but he's trending in the right direction.
My lineup desperately needs him to play.
The Lions play Arizona Cardinals. Are you playing Kenny Golladay this week if he's healthy?
I am playing Kenny Golladay this week.
I think so as well. So I'm not too concerned about him if he plays. Who just scored that touchdown?
It was Preston Williams.
Oh, okay. Preston Williams touchdown. There you go.
I'm mad. Big mad.
Big mad. Kenny Golladay, I'm starting. A.J. Brown is likely to miss week 3. Another guy that missed last week. Very disappointing so far. Corey Davis has kind of somehow come out of nowhere, and everybody's like, oh, my God, Corey Davis is the guy now. I told everybody beforehand that I was not a fan of the Titans pass catchers. Brayden is. Jonnu Smith has shown up and been that guy, and Corey Smith has also had some good weeks, but I'm not starting A.J. Brown if he plays. If he doesn't play, I have a fill-in. I'm also not the biggest fan of, what's his name? Corey Davis?
Corey Davis.
Yeah, did I call him something else? Corey Brown?
You called him Corey
Okay.
Davis, I think.
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure.
So A.J. Brown, you're going to have to probably deal without.
I am actually looking to buy low on A.J. Brown right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea as well.
He didn't really have much production week 1 for whatever reason, and then he's been hurt the past 2 weeks. So
what about Michael?
I'm buying low on him.
What about Michael Thomas? Are you buying low on Michael Thomas?
If you're in a good position, yes. So if you are sitting at 2-0 and you think you're going to go 3-0 or something, then yes, I'm trying to buy low on Michael Thomas. But if you're 0-2, you don't need to try to buy low on somebody you can't use for maybe possibly 2 more weeks.
That is true. Go to the next one, Brayden.
So next one's Jalen Reagor, your boy.
Yeah, he used to be my boy.
Your boy.
Mr.
Mr.
Reagor
Reagor
is
is
IR.
On IR.
I believe he ripped a tendon or ligament, something like that, in his thumb.
Sorry,
sorry I don't have the details for you.
The ACL for the thumb.
Yes, which apparently it's going to make him miss at least 3 weeks.
PCL.
Somehow
something.
the Eagles wide receivers cannot. I think Philadelphia's cursed. I mean, they won a Super Bowl. Did they It's like that Thanos meme. It's like, did you win? Yeah. What did it cost you? Everything. Everybody's health. Carson Wentz is always hurt. Actually, the most healthy wide receiver on their team is Deshaun Jackson. That is
what?
Yeah. Think about that for a second.
Hey, if I told you that going into this year,
week 3, Deshaun Jackson would be.
Would you have drafted him? You don't know anything else. You said Deshaun Jackson is healthy on week 3, and he's the only healthy wide receiver.
If you told me that without knowing what he's done week 1 and 2, yes, I probably would have drafted him.
Yep.
But knowing that he didn't do much week 1 or 2 anyways, I'm still not trying to get Deshaun Jackson.
Still the only pass catcher.
Carson Wentz Eagles don't look very hot right now.
No.
Cam Akers, Los Angeles Rams running back, is not healing. He's dealing with a rib injury. He's not healing as quickly as Sean McVay would like. So that's something to monitor. I wouldn't be surprised if they hold him out.
Did he
They still
say
have-
that?
Yeah, he did say that he's not healing as quickly as they wanted him to.
Well, I mean,
I
like,
would plan on going without.
Sean McVay wants him to be healed now.
Yeah, I would plan on going without Cam Akers. Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson both should be good to go. I know Malcolm Brown was dealing with a pinky, hurt his pinky, but they'll just wrap it and splint it up. So he's good to go there. Darren Waller, and Josh Jacobs did not practice today, but I'm also not too concerned about them. They played on Monday.
They're
I'm
gonna
sure
play.
they're just kind of getting an extra day of rest. The leading rusher on the team and the leading pass catcher on the team, they're most likely going to play Sunday unless we hear that they actually come out with an injury.
Yeah.
What about George Kittle, Brayden? He's still in question.
What do you
they're
do?
playing on the crap field that they didn't like in the first place. On
So
the same turf.
if I'm the George Kittle owner, which I am preparing for him not to play. But if he's a go, you have to play him.
So we actually own George Kittle together in a dynasty. We drafted him. And then a few rounds later, Zach Ertz was still sitting there, so we drafted him. So we're pretty okay not playing Kittle because we have Ertz. But I think actually this year tight end's a little deeper than it has been in the last couple of years. There's quite a few tight ends that are usable. Go pick up I was going to say Gesicki, but he's
probably
playing.
gone, yeah.
So he's currently playing. So you can't play him anyways. But somebody like Dalton Schultz on the Cowboys, he's a viable fill-in, I think, if you still don't have George Kittle. Oh, it's worth mentioning, we mentioned Jalen Reagor. Alshon Jeffrey has actually practiced with his helmet today. So that's a sign that he could be coming back. He's been on the PUP list and has been out most of the offseason. Not that I'm rushing out to get Alshon Jeffrey, but if he somehow becomes the healthiest wide receiver on the Eagles,
it's kind of worth something.
And you need wide receiver help, then he is worth picking up. He is a number one big guy on the outside for the Eagles. So it's worth monitoring. All right, Brayden, let's get into it.
It's time. That didn't
Okay,
work out as well as I thought.
You probably just coughed in the mic. I'm sure it was loud.
I apologize.
Our starts of the week. Start chart.
Voice.
Our start chart. Well, who's on your start chart?
All
Who's
right.
getting the start?
Who's what?
Who's getting the starts? Start.
All right.
Go gold start.
So my starts are Miles Sanders playing the Bengals. Why, you ask?
Why?
Did you ask why?
Why?
Because
the Browns ran all over them last week.
the Browns ran all over them last week, and the Eagles don't have anybody else to throw to besides Deshaun Jackson. We just got through talking about this.
Except for Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert.
Well, yeah, but are they going to get all – how many throws? 40 throws?
They probably could get 30 of those.
That means 10's going to Miles Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Miles
Sanders.
But I think that Bengals D-line is not the greatest D-line, and it's a good opportunity for them to try to get on track and run the ball a little bit and try to get Carson Wentz into maybe a groove.
Yeah, maybe not put all the pressure on him and just let him get killed back there.
And on top of that, he's a great pass catcher. So
you got another one. Tell me who your other guy is.
I do. It's DK Metcalf.
Donkey Kong Metcalf.
And I have one reason why. It's because he's playing the Cowboys. And
What?
the Cowboys secondary is trash. And DK Metcalf burned Stephon Gilmore last week.
That is very true. I do like DK Metcalf. He's very, very solid.
He's a very large man.
He's a very large man. I'm gonna pose this. One of our friends in one of our leagues actually asked us with a help sit question or a start sit question.
A help sit question.
He has DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, and DK Metcalf. And he's obviously playing D-Hop because you should obviously play D-Hop. He's playing Calvin Ridley because you should play Calvin Ridley, number one wide receiver in PPR at the moment in the league. And then it was between Amari Cooper and DK Metcalf. And originally me and Brayden both said sit Amari Cooper, which I think Brayden still agrees with, and he's going to play Metcalf over Cooper.
I would.
I'm a little bit last week was a DK Metcalf game. Maybe this game against the Cowboys is
and the week
Tyler
before
Lockett game.
The week before was a DK Metcalf game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe this week is a Tyler Lockett game.
I think every
Amari
week
Cooper's due for his big week.
I think every week is going to be a DK Metcalf game.
Well, I don't necessarily think it like that. Amari Cooper, They've been spreading the love in Dallas, but none of the guys have really broke out and had that breakout wide receiver game. Amari Cooper's the Eagles, or who are they? The Seahawks. Their secondary is not great either.
Some sort of bird.
They use Jamal Adams to blitz because they don't have a pass rush,
Mhm.
so he's not just sitting back there. I actually think this could be the Amari Cooper game, and I obviously think it's going to be a shootout. So I'm excited to watch that game. But
Russell Wilson will throw for another 5 touchdowns.
well, hopefully not. But
I hope he does.
My gold
and then
starts
we throw
the
for
week.
6.
Yeah, probably. It won't be like last week. My gold start this week is T.Y. Hilton. I was trying to think of what the T in his name
See,
stood
this
for.
is spicy.
I was going to see what the T in his name stood for, but I was trying to think of something, and I was like, that's probably not right. T.Y. Hilton.
Davius Yard.
Yeah. The Yard Hilton.
Yep, the Yard.
The Colts are playing the Jets. T.Y. Hilton's played 70% of the snaps, and now Paris Campbell went down with a knee injury last week and could miss a few weeks. T.Y. Hilton, I was saying it in the offseason, I think he's in my opinion, he's still one of those kind of top-tier guys, but he's a little on the older age now.
We just haven't seen it so far, man.
I think he's only had like 7 catches all year, but I think this is his breakout game. It's against the terrible Jets. The Jets are garbage. They got ran over by the 49ers last week, and then the week before that, I'm pretty sure the Bills toasted them. And Josh Allen had his first 300-yard passing game against the Jets. So this is Phillip Rivers. I think he gets the ball outside to T.Y., and I think T.Y. has a great game. T.Y.'s grandma, I read a story today. T.Y.'s grandma actually called him out and was like, hey, that doesn't look like the same guy that's been playing football for the last couple of years in the last 2 weeks.
His grandma did?
And he's like, oh, I respect that, grandma. Keep it real. He's like, my grandma keeps it real and tell me how it is. So T.Y. Hilton got caught. If you got called out by your grandma, you're probably going to –
Oh, dude, I'm trying to ball out.
Yeah, you're trying to ball out for your grandma. So T.Y. Hilton's my guy, one of my guys this week. But I don't have money in my teams this year. Sad face. Cooper Kupp is my other guy. They play the Buffalo Bills. Robert Woods is going to get shadowed on the outside by Tre'Davious White, who is one of the better corners in the league. I think it's Cooper Kupp time. He hasn't really had a standout game yet. Last week he had a solid game, but he also had a fumble, which didn't help him. I think Cooper's hitting the middle of the field this game, and I think this is his game that shows you why he was wide receiver 4 last year.
I hope you're
right.
right.
What I hope he has. So I got T.Y. Hilton, Cooper Kupp. Braden's got Miles Sanders and DK Metcalf. Who you sitting, Braden?
I am sitting. This one's probably a little more obvious. I'm sitting Ronald Jones. And, yeah, he's playing Denver, but it's not so much because he's playing Denver. It's because
Leonard Fournette.
Running back. And Ronald Jones he's going to get carries still. He's going to get some work, but you're playing a dice roll. It's a flip of a coin at this point. You don't, he could break off for a 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
He could do it.
But you can't bank on stuff like that.
But, yeah, you're not going to count on it. So, it's really, to me, I'm staying away from their backfield probably the rest of the season unless somebody gets hurt or something goes down. So
give me your other spicy sit, Braden.
All right, this one is a little more spicy.
I don't know if I agree with this one, but go ahead.
Aaron Rodgers facing the New Orleans Saints.
Boom.
I understand New Orleans just got torched. Okay? I get it.
Yeah, by the Raiders.
I get it.
They just threw the ball to Waller 20 times.
But if Devontae Adams sits, that has not always boded well for Aaron Rodgers.
You are correct. Yeah, Devontae Adams, like we said, is in danger to miss week 3 against New Orleans.
And it could be the Aaron Jones show again. And like I said, anytime that Devontae Adams has sit, it's not been good for Aaron Rodgers. It's just he has not had good games. Half of last year, they went through that.
Yeah,
it felt
I
like
can
anyway.
see it. I don't know that I'm sitting Aaron Rodgers if I have him, but I can see why.
Would you have played Gardner Minshew over Aaron Rodgers?
That's a good question.
I would have pulled that trigger. I would have played Gardner.
I might have done that. Look at Fitzpatrick running for like 30 yards. Dude. Ridiculous. Ryan Fitzmagic still got it.
He does.
Fear the beard. My spicy sits of the week aren't near as spicy as yours. Chris Herndon, tight end for the New York Jets.
He's a sit for the year.
Yeah, he plays for the Jets, so I'm not starting him because until Adam Gase is not the head coach. I'm not even a Jets fan, but I would sign the petition to fire Adam Gase.
me too.
I think
dude.
there's one out there. I read a story today. There was a petition to fire Adam Gase, and I would sign that petition. So if you have it, send it to me, and I will sign it.
Send the link.
Chris Herndon, I don't know what else I need to say about the Jets. Frank Gore is the only person on this team that Adam Gase likes and wants to give the ball to, which is Frank Gore. So if you have Frank Gore, good for you. If you don't, then he just got tackled by his own teammate. But Chris Herndon sitting on my Jets because they suck. Will Fuller is a guy that I was also hyping up all year or all offseason. Will Fuller is my guy. But last week he saw 0 targets and had 0 catches for 0 yards and ran the ball 1 time.
It's a lot of zeros.
For 0 yards.
Yeah, it's a lot of zeros.
The Texans play the Steelers this week, Brayden.
That's
one of the
not
better
good.
defenses in the league.
Not a good thing.
With a pass rush. Deshaun Watson has not been great under pressure, especially getting the ball on the perimeter out where Will Fuller plays. So I'm sitting Will Fuller. As much as I had high hopes for him, they've had a brutal schedule these first 3 games, and I'm not dropping him. I'm keeping him because maybe down the line he stays healthy. I would think you would stay healthy if you don't even get targeted. I mean, what are you doing? Just over there playing patty cake with the corner?
Oh, he'll pull a hamstring.
Don't say that.
Jump off the line.
So I'm sitting Will Fuller. We're going to get into the games. We're currently watching Miami-Jacksonville, like we said. I believe I picked Miami to win. I think you picked Jacksonville to win.
That's correct.
That's how I think that went.
Yep.
Currently, Miami is winning and about to score again. Okay. Chicago at Atlanta. The Bears at the Falcons.
Chicago. That is not my pick.
Who are you starting on the Bears? You're starting David Montgomery. David Montgomery has become a solid RB2 so far.
You're starting David Montgomery.
David Montgomery's
for sure.
become a solid RB2 this year. Tariq Cohen is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that man disappeared.
You're not starting Tariq Cohen. Oh my gosh. Guess who just got the 1-yard touchdown?
I'm not talking about
Jordan
this.
Howard got the 1-yard touchdown run. In the
Not
Miami
talking
game.
about this.
That is great to see. After I dropped him in everywhere. Where is that? Tariq Cohen. You're not starting Tariq Cohen. Are you starting Allen Robinson? I feel like you have to.
You're starting Allen Robinson.
Atlanta
for sure.
This is a stat. Atlanta, the quarterback going up against Atlanta the first 2 weeks has ended as QB1 for that week. See, Russell Wilson week 1 and Dak Prescott week 2.
You think old Trubbs is going to do it?
I think Trubisky is a solid quarterback start this week. If you're a streamer and you need a quarterback and you don't have very many options.
I feel like you can play Trubisky.
I feel like Trubisky is a solid play this week.
As much as that pains me.
Him and Allen Robinson. I'm playing Allen Robinson, David Montgomery, and Trubisky. I'm probably playing Anthony Miller here as well. The Falcons' defense, their secondary is just not great. They can't keep it together.
I feel like you can flex them.
Yeah. Atlanta, you're starting all your Falcons. I'm starting Julio.
You're starting all your Falcons. You're even starting Russell Gage.
Yeah, definitely. Well, here's the question: if you had Julio, would you start Russell Gage over Julio? If we know Julio is coming into this game limited. It's a rough question. Rough question, Brayden.
Yeah, that's like the hardest question.
Answer it for me so I can do
it.
Answer it for me so I can do it.
So I actually have this in one league too. I picked up Russell Gage, and if Julio plays, I'm playing Julio. If Julio does not play, I'm playing Russell Gage.
But what if Julio? Okay, that's fine. I'm probably not playing Gage over Julio.
That was my answer. Yeah.
Are you starting Todd Gurley? Todd Gurley hasn't really done a whole lot at all. I think he has one catch in the first 2 games.
I don't want to, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be forced to.
I also agree with that. I have one league where Todd Gurley's my flex. If you're stuck with him as your RB2 or something like that, I'm sorry.
I'm not excited about it.
I feel like if he's your RB2, I feel like you almost have to play him. It's baffling to me that he hasn't got more dump offs than he has. I think he has 1 catch in the first 2 games.
That's crazy, man.
But if you're flexing Todd Gurley, I actually flexed Laviska Shenault, who plays tonight currently, over Todd Gurley, just because
that's bananas.
It is a banana.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Before the season, I wouldn't have ever said that, but that's where I'm at right now. Who wins this game? Chicago's 2-0, by the way.
I know.
Atlanta's 0-2.
I think Atlanta pulls this one out.
I also think Atlanta pulls this one out. Khalil Mack has like a knee injury and he's a little limited. So I think if the Bears get Khalil Mack, let me say this: if Khalil Mack plays, I think the Bears win.
Okay.
So if he doesn't, then Atlanta wins. L.A. Rams at Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
Buffalo Wild Wings. I love that dude's voice in that commercial. That's what it says. Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right. Moving on to the Rams.
Yeah. Who?
I feel like you're playing all the wide receivers. You're playing Higbee. I say all the wide receivers.
Yeah,
I mean
so
two studs.
My start of the week was Cooper Kupp, like I said. I think Higbee and Kupp are going to own the middle of the field and all that. Robert Woods. Are you playing Robert Woods, Brayden?
I mean,
He's a boring guy anyways.
If you have another option, I'm open to listen to it. But
okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you're okay playing Woods.
I'm not locking him in as you're starting him.
I think his upside in this game is a little limited. So that's where I'm at with that. If you have somebody with some more upside coming into a game with a good matchup, I might play them over Robert Woods. But he's going to be stuck on one of the better corners in the league, and the Bills' defense is pretty good. So they might be getting to Goff. Their pass rush is pretty solid. Yeah. So I think it's Cooper Kupp over the middle of the field, just kind of getting it, dumping it off, and getting it out of his hands. Darrell Henderson or Malcolm Brown, Brayden? Which one are you starting?
Probably Darrell Henderson.
Okay. I'm starting Malcolm Brown because I think he is still the starter. He hurt his pinky or his finger and exited the game, but they had Darrell Henderson hot. So I'm starting Malcolm Brown because I think he's the starter there.
This backfield's rough.
I mean, it's
honestly
rough, but it's been productive so far. Through 2 weeks, it's just been
the backfield has been productive, but guessing which one is the problem.
It's not been the same guy. It was Malcolm Brown week 1, Cam Akers a little bit, and then Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers a little bit, and Malcolm Brown a little bit.
Yeah, it's
so Buffalo. Starting everybody on the Bills. I know Zach Moss has been a little limited in practice.
Are you starting Singletary?
Yeah, I'm probably starting Singletary.
I would be okay. There's been a lot of injuries, so if you're forced to start Singletary, I don't feel bad about it.
I feel like I'm starting all of my Bills. I'm starting John Brown. John Brown is quietly wide receiver 9 currently.
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs is like wide receiver 1. No, he's like wide receiver 2. So somehow Josh Allen has had 2 300-yard games his first 2 weeks, and the LA Rams defense is obviously better than the Jets and the Dolphins. It's interesting to see, but I think Stephon Diggs pulls most of the coverage, and then John Brown on the other side can kind of go deep and get open, and Josh Allen's trying to sling it.
I think that this offense is going to continue to be good.
Yeah, I think they're
throughout the year.
Also. Yeah. They're a sneaky playoff run team where they could get in and essentially go to the Super Bowl. Maybe you think
it's possible, man.
Team? All right, who's gonna win this game?
I'm picking Buffalo.
I think Buffalo wins the game. You're not starting Dawson Knox? He's still in concussion protocol.
No.
Are you starting Zach Moss?
I am not starting Zach Moss.
Okay, you're 100% starting Josh Allen every week. Washington, it doesn't say Redskins. I just have to put that.
It does. It just says Washington.
Washington at Cleveland.
All right, Washington. You're starting Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, he's one of your studs. Are you starting Antonio Gibson?
Yes,
I am. Also,
I mean, obviously, if you have stacked running backs, you're not starting him. But
let me ask you: are you starting Gibson over Todd Gurley? Against Cleveland?
Probably. Wait, yeah, probably.
Okay. Are you starting Gibson over Devin Singletary?
Yes. Yeah, I feel like I'm comfortable doing that.
Okay. Who else are you playing on Washington? What about
Logan Thomas?
About Logan Thomas?
Yeah. No, you can play Logan Thomas.
So this is a matchup for Logan Thomas.
I actually have him in a league that I have him. So.
Oh yeah, you have him in a league that you have him.
Yep.
Joe Burrow and his tight ends actually torched Cleveland in the middle of the field last week. So
They did.
They lined Logan Thomas up kind of in a few different spots, but I really like him this week in the middle over at Cleveland. So
In the middle of Cleveland.
yeah, in the middle of Cleveland. You never been there? I've been there before.
I've never been there. No, you've been to Cleveland?
Actually, I feel like I have. Maybe not Cleveland. I've been in Ohio somewhere. I walked across the river and got there.
Huh.
It was cool. Who are you starting on Cleveland?
You're starting
Everybody except Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel comfortable starting everybody but Baker.
Everybody but Baker.
And
I mean, I feel like that's the easiest way to put it. You're
Yeah.
starting Odell. You're starting both the running backs here they're both going to be maybe RB1s.
Again.
Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Jarvis Landry. What about Jarvis Landry? I feel like this is still one of their easier games. Washington has a good pass rush. They may be getting to Baker, and he may be having to take those shorter shots to Landry coming out of the slot as opposed to down the field to Odell.
yeah, I don't hate it. You can put Landry's going to be solid for you, I feel like.
Okay. Who wins this game?
I do think Cleveland wins this game.
I'm gonna say Washington.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Washington gets it. They
Dwayne Haskins sucks.
They haven't looked bad. Cleveland has looked bad.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins sucks though.
But he hasn't looked bad. Baker has looked bad. What's the next game?
Baker looked good last game.
Yeah, but the Washington hasn't lost.
The Washington.
They lost to Arizona, but I wouldn't say they looked bad.
Yeah.
They just got beat.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the next game? Go to the next one.
Tennessee, Minnesota.
Titans at Vikings.
So if AJ Brown plays,
Which we don't think he's going to.
yeah, if he plays, you're gonna play him. That's my opinion.
See, okay, I was gonna say if he plays, I'm not playing AJ Brown.
Also, if he doesn't play, I feel like Corey Davis is a good play.
The Vikings defense did get kind of torched the last 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, they're not very good. Not very good. So I mean I like Corey Davis as a play. You're 100% starting Jonnu Smith at this point.
Yes, I would confidently start Corey Davis against the Vikings.
Yes.
I would 100% confidently start Jonnu Smith. Ryan Tannehill is still one of those solid flex quarterbacks.
Derrick Henry might have 200 yards.
Yes, that is also possible. So you're starting all your Titans. You are starting all your Titans.
Yep, starting on my Titans. I'm even starting Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill's still a solid pickup for quarterback help.
I'm literally starting him.
I'm not starting. What did I say? AJ Brown. I'm just not let him. I'm gonna rest him on my bench. Let him get another week healthy.
Yeah, everybody sit AJ Brown just like Julio. We're gonna sit AJ Brown. Let him get healthy.
What about Minnesota, Brayden? What are you doing with Dalvin Cook?
You're
Who
playing.
has had a quiet year so far.
You're playing Dalvin Cook.
Are you?
Yeah, you're playing Dalvin Cook.
Okay. What about Adam Thielen?
You are playing Adam Thielen, and that's about the end of the road.
Are you playing Kirk Cousins against this Titans defense?
I am not playing Kirk Cousins.
I am not either. Kirk Cousins has somehow become the Vikings went from a good team last year to they've just got kind of mollywopped the last 2 weeks. They didn't even just lose. They lost to the Colts last week. That was kind of embarrassing.
Not been a good ride for them.
So I also agree. I'm starting Dalvin Cook. I'm starting Adam Thielen, and I'm not touching anybody else on Minnesota.
Who wins the game?
Tennessee wins this game.
Yeah, Tennessee. You got it. Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders
At New England Patriots. This game is
Newton
liable
England
to be
Patriots.
interesting. Think?
Yeah, I actually do. I actually do think this game's interesting. I'm kind of I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Raiders, but like I like a lot of players on the Raiders, and they had a solid win over New Orleans the other day. So who are you starting? Your Waller is tight end 2 right now. Darren Waller on the Raiders. You're 100% starting Darren Waller. And Josh Jacobs. You're 100% starting
those are
Waller
your two
and
locks.
Josh Jacobs. Do you think like Patrick Ricard there?
Patrick.
What's his name? Is it Ricard?
Yeah, it's
Jalen Ricard?
Jalen Richard.
Something like that.
Richard.
Would you start Jalen Richard? He got some work last week against the Saints, caught a receiving touchdown.
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable doing that.
I don't as well. Jacobs is too much of a workhorse here to give up too much work, so I don't think it's really viable. Are you starting Ruggs or Brian Edwards? They've both been a little questionable this week.
Yeah, I feel like if you have an option, no. I'm not starting either
I feel
one
like
of them.
maybe
But-
Ruggs is a flex play.
But you may be able to flex Ruggs. That's
Maybe
what
Ruggs is a flex
my
play here.
one-
But New England is rough. They're gonna have Stephon Gilmore probably on Brian Edwards. So I'm not starting Edwards at all. I know I've volunteered for that a few times this year, but you're not doing it.
No.
Who's this guy? James Robinson?
Yeah.
Okay.
James Robinson just scored a touchdown.
So
by the
you're
way.
just what about Derek Carr? Derek Carr's been solid. I don't know that the passing volume is there.
I just feel like he's gonna do okay. He's not gonna win you a week though.
Yeah, I would say it like that. He's one of the lower end. He's one of the middle of the tier streaming quarterbacks.
Like if you're
if
in
all
the
your
league,
quarterbacks die or get hurt, then
where-
you can,
he's a good second QB in a 2 QB league.
exactly, he's a good solid second backup QB. New England Patriots. You're starting Cam Newton every week from this point out. You're starting Cam Newton when he's healthy
True.
because he is going off.
He's a top 5 QB.
Last week, so week 1 was his rush. It was all about Cam rushing against the Dolphins. Week 2 against the Seahawks was all about Cam throwing the ball. Week 3, what is it going to be, Brayden?
I'm gonna
Against
go ahead.
Las
Well,
Vegas.
you say it was all about Cam throwing the ball, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns.
He did, but I would say they moved the ball by throwing the ball. They just got down in close where Cam is the best goal line back in the league, and he ran those in himself. So I think if you look at kind of how
I think he'll be able to run it in this game.
yeah, well, you're starting Cam Newton regardless. He showed last week that he's still got the arm to pass the ball and throw for over 400 yards. Are you starting Julian Edelman in this game? He was my sit of the week last week, and I was wrong.
Yeah, you're starting Julian Edelman.
I also agree. What about N'Keal Harry, who had a solid game last week?
He's
with over 15 fantasy points.
He's a decent flex play.
So I think he's very dependent. I think it's going to be wishy-washy. Like with Cam week 1, where he didn't really have many yards throwing, and Cam week 2, where he had over 400 yards throwing. It's going to be – that's how New England's going to play. That's how New England plays the game. Tom Brady was always whatever helps us win the game. Cam Newton's into that. If they need to run the ball 60 times to win the game, they're going to do that, and they don't care that N'Keal Harry is going to get 1 target for 1 catch.
Yeah, they don't
For 5 yards. So I'm not confident in starting N'Keal Harry. He's a low-end flex play for me, but it's either boom or bust for the Patriots. The rest of the people on the Patriots offense, Julian Edelman, I feel like is going to get his, but he's the only one on the Patriots offense that's not Cam that I'm comfortable with confidently starting.
Yeah.
Who wins this game?
Agreed.
Man? Who wins this game?
I think New England wins.
Yeah, I also think New England wins. They almost beat Seattle last week, and that's a good team. So I feel like they're gonna. Not that Las Vegas isn't, but I think they.
I think they're a little salty.
I don't know that they'd run away with it. I think it's a closer game than it's going to.
Oh, for sure.
than
Yeah,
people think.
it's
But New
gonna be a
England,
close game.
I think, squeaks it out. Here's a interesting one to talk about: San Francisco 49ers at New York Giants. Brayden.
Yeah.
Are you starting anybody on the Niners?
You are definitely starting
Jerick McKinnon.
Jerick McKinnon,
Jerick McKinnon is the running back to start
And-
this week.
Jordan Reed.
And Jordan Reed, if George Kittle does not play.
Correct.
If George Kittle plays, are you starting Jordan Reed?
Absolutely not.
It might be a, no, you're right.
Nope.
You're right. Yeah.
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo, who we obviously didn't mention for whatever reason, is most likely to miss this game as well. So it's Nick Mullins going to get the start.
The Mullinator.
What about my name is Jeff Wilson?
My name Jeff.
My name is Jeff Wilson.
I'm actually flexing him.
Yeah, they like to run the ball here. I'm also flexing Jeff Wilson.
He might end up with all the
Jeff
goal line
Wilson,
carries.
And just because this is how football goes, just because everybody thinks Jerick McKinnon is the guy to own this week, it could not be Jerick McKinnon.
I actually picked Jeff Wilson up in one of my leagues, and I'm
Yeah,
flexing him
I did
because
as well.
I mean he's gonna get touches, and I think he's gonna be the one that gets the most valuable touches down by the goal line.
I agree. It could be Jeff Wilson. So Jeff Wilson Jr. If you need a running back help, especially for this week, and you didn't get Mike Davis or whatever, go pick up Jeff Wilson, and I think he's definitely going to get some work.
And you should go pick him up now before this week, because these might be the 2 starters next week too.
Yes.
And you may get a good run out of him.
And then it'll be harder for you to get him next week if he has a good game this week.
You can just go pick him up right now. You have to wait through waivers, and the likelihood of you getting him after he blows up is not very high.
Some big news this last couple of days, Brayden, is Devontae Freeman, free agent running back, has signed with the New York Giants. Are you starting Devontae Freeman?
Not if I don't have to.
I am not starting Devontae Freeman. Do you want to know why?
I would like to know why. Yeah.
Because if Saquon Barkley couldn't run behind this offensive line, what on earth makes you think Devontae Freeman is going to run behind this offensive line?
It's true.
Saquon Barkley had a big fat 0 for the year, essentially, on running the ball. And Devontae Freeman is not Saquon Barkley. Maybe he catches more passes and gets some dump-offs, but this week,
I think
I'm not starting anybody.
I'm staying away. I'm seeing what happens. I'm seeing how it works out. I don't even think that he's going to get the majority of the workload this week.
I don't either.
I think that Wayne Gallman is probably going to come in and take the majority of the carries, and they're going to try to acclimate.
Well, I think maybe Dion Lewis too. I think they know that their offensive line.
Yeah,
is not
he's going to
great,
be involved.
so they're just going to try to keep the pass catching back in. So I'm not starting Devontae Freeman. Are you starting? What's his name? Darius Slayton.
Yes,
you are, against the San Francisco defense that is still hurt, but still San Francisco.
Correct. Okay. I am starting Darius Slayton,
even with Daniel Jones in front of that offensive line.
Correct.
Okay. I would flex Darius Slayton.
He had 2 touchdowns week 1.
I would flex Darius Slayton. What's his name? Sterling Shepard's out.
Yep.
I believe for week 3. Double check that real quick because I don't want to tell somebody he's out.
I'm pretty sure he is.
But Sterling Shepard's hurt, and I believe he's out for week 3. So that's something to watch. Darius Slayton may be the only guy that catch passes there. What about Evan Ingram, Brayden? Are you playing him?
I feel like if you're forced to, you can play him. I just don't think – yeah, Sterling Shepard actually got placed on IR. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sterling Shepard's out for at least 3 weeks. I am not playing Evan Ingram. I just don't think – especially against – I know they're the Niners. I know they're banged up, but I'm just not – I don't feel confident starting the Giants' bad offense against a defense that we know is good, whether they're missing some of their key players or not.
I think I'm going to go ahead and assume that you don't have another option. If you have
guys like we've talked
Evan
about,
Ingram, you
would
drafted
you start
him
Dalton Schultz or Evan Ingram?
Dalton Schultz.
There's your option right there, I feel like Dalton Schultz is on the waiver wire for a lot of people that you can still go pick up. And I would start Dalton Schultz over Evan Ingram also. What about Daniel Jones? I'm not starting. I'm really almost not starting anybody on this offense except for Darius Slayton.
All right, I think this may be the get on track week for Daniel Jones in this offense.
You think so against the Niners?
Yeah, they're hurt. They're banged up. It's not the Niners that we're used to seeing.
That's true.
So I think this could be the get right week for Daniel Jones.
Okay. Who wins this game, Brayden? Do you think the Giants get their first win here?
I don't think the Giants win. Because the Mullinator is still on the other side of the ball.
The Mullinator. As much as I want to pick the Giants for the upset,
can't.
I'm still gonna go with San Francisco. I'm gonna go with San Francisco. Cincinnati Bengals at the Philadelphia Eagles.
You tried to figure something out.
Philadelphia
Eagles. Joe Mixon. Yeah, you're gonna play Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I'm.
Are you all right?
Are you starting all your Bengals here?
I'm not gonna answer the question. Are you starting AJ Green?
Yes.
100%.
I am starting AJ Green. Yes.
All right.
If Joe Burrow throws the ball 60 times again, he's bound to have a better week than he did last week.
He's getting all the targets.
He is getting all the targets. Yes, some of them are very uncatchable, but he's still throwing.
I feel like they're gonna figure it out one of these days.
I feel like Cincinnati wins this game, and I want to say, I'm not starting Giovanni Bernard. I'm not saying Giovanni Bernard. I'm starting Mixon. I'm starting Tyler Boyd. I'm starting AJ Green, and I might be starting Joe Burrow.
Here, I can help.
And I'm starting the tight end there.
You was almost hurt.
Yeah,
It's
I
Sample.
blinked. Sample. I don't know. It's Jeff
Drew-
Sample.
Drew Sample.
Drew Sample.
So
Drew. My name's Drew.
my name Drew.
My name's Drew.
So
Sample.
I can help Cincinnati out real quick. I got you. Here we go. Here's your keys to winning, Cincinnati. Listen. Give the ball to Joe Mixon.
Give the ball to Joe.
Please,
Mixon.
give the ball to your
agree
best
with
player.
this. Joe Mixon is due for a good game. And it may be against this bad team, the Eagles, that do not look great at all.
It's literally so frustrating. Like, yeah, I'm a Joe Mixon truther, but like even if you're not, it's so frustrating to see Joe Mixon, who's the best player on your team, not be used like he should be.
Are you starting Drew Sample or Evan Ingram? There's a tough one for you.
I'm probably gonna go with the upside of Evan Ingram.
I might be starting Drew Sample there. Who are they playing? Philadelphia Eagles. Brayden is obviously starting Miles Sanders.
Yes.
Are you starting Deshaun Jackson here?
My start of the week. I'm not starting Deshaun Jackson. No.
So the one game where they've been beat before, you're not starting Deshaun Jackson.
I mean, you can.
I think I would start Deshaun Jackson in this game. I really do. Miles Sanders, I'm starting Deshaun Jackson. You're starting Ertz and Goddard. You're starting Ertz and Goddard.
Both of them.
You have to. They're both still going to be productive. You never know which one's going to get the touchdown. Goddard is actually out targeting Ertz, but I'm not concerned about Ertz yet. And those are the only Eagles I'm starting.
I'm actually picking Cincinnati as well.
You can't change your pick. You already picked the Eagles. You made your bed, lie in it.
I didn't pick the Eagles.
Made your bed, lie.
I didn't pick the Eagles.
Everybody heard it. It's on record.
No, that's false.
So moving on to the next
I picked
game.
Cincinnati.
Houston Texans at Pittsburgh Steelers. Tell me about it.
Well,
I was looking at it trying to figure out what I wanted to tell you about it, so I want you to tell me about it.
okay, I can
My
tell
sit
you.
of the week was Will Fuller on the Texans.
I can tell you that the Houston Texans are not gonna. Deshaun Watson specifically is not gonna have a good time in this game.
No, I also agree.
He is not going to have fun. I promise. So that means that David Johnson is probably also not going to have that much fun.
See, I think David Johnson gets all the dump-offs here because Deshaun Watson's trying to run away. I think this might be a solid game for David Johnson. You're obviously starting Deshaun Watson because you spent so much capital on him that you don't have any other options.
Unless you picked up Minshew.
You're going to start – well, it's too late to start Minshew.
Oh, I know. That's why I said unless you picked up Minshew.
So you're starting Deshaun Watson. Are you starting Brandon Cooks here, Brandon? Are you starting a pass catcher on this team?
No. Yeah, I feel like you can flex Brandon Cooks, actually.
I'm not. I'm not flexing Brandon Cooks. I'm not starting Brandon Cooks. I want to see this offense play against an okay defense. This is a great defense, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not confident playing a pass catcher. Week 1, it was Will Fuller. Will Fuller had a good week. Last week, he had a terrible week. Brandon Cooks still really didn't have that great of a week.
He had 10 points.
I just want to see this offense kind of bring it all together, collect themselves, and have time to throw the ball a little bit and see what they can do with it then. Other than that, I'm starting David Johnson. I'm starting Deshaun Watson. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm starting
feel
anybody else on this team.
Don't feel terrible about playing Brandon Cooks. I would flex him.
What about Pittsburgh, Braden? James Conner obviously had a massive game last week.
You're starting James Conner. You're starting Juju. You're starting Deontay Johnson. And you can Big Ben too. So.
Yeah, I'm starting Big Ben. I mean, this offense is starting to bring it together. It's still the same offense that Big Ben was. He's got some fast guys on the outside that can go up and get it and then take off with it. I think he had a play last week that also got called back to James Washington. Or no, it wasn't Washington. It was Chase Claypool.
Yeah,
I believe.
I thought that counted.
Or maybe it was Deontay Johnson that didn't count.
And Chase Claypool
yeah,
did.
that one.
Yeah.
His did. So this offense is going to be firepower. Everybody that you have on this offense that's not the tight end.
Hey, and guess who the number one wide receiver is on the Pittsburgh Steelers is?
So far it's looking like it's Deontay Johnson, actually.
It's actually looking like it's Deontay Johnson.
Not that I'm worried about Juju. I'm really not worried about Juju at all. There's a lot of volume to go around on this team.
There is.
I'm
but
not worried about anybody on this team. Benny Snell.
Deontay Johnson is definitely, the hype was real, and he's paying off. So
Yeah, Benny Snell was obviously the pickup early on in the year and didn't really do much when James Conner was healthy. So that was kind of a bust on me and a lot of people that thought. I mean, I'm not dropping Snell yet. Are you dropping Snell if you have him on your team?
yeah,
I'm not.
yes, if you don't have James Conner, I feel like you can drop him.
Okay. Well,
If you do have James Conner, you need him on your team. You need Snell
Okay.
as a security blanket.
who wins this game? Does Houston get their first win?
I believe they do not get their first win. No, Pittsburgh is my pick.
I don't think they win either. I think Pittsburgh wins this game.
So, New York Jets, Indianapolis Colts. Your boy Ty, your start of the week.
My
here.
start and my sit of the week are in this game. I'm starting Ty. I'm starting Philip Rivers because he's playing the Jets.
Felipe.
You're 100% starting Jonathan Taylor because at this point he is a bell cow running back and a RB2, a solid RB2 that you can play.
Oh yeah, you're starting Jonathan Taylor.
What about the pass catcher on the Colts? That's not Paris Campbell.
There is a lot of those. There's Zach Pascal.
That guy, Zach Pascal. I'm having brain farts today, guys. It's Thursday. What
feel-
about Zach Pascal?
Yeah, no, you can flex Zach Pascal. He's gonna be getting a lot of those targets over the middle of the field this week, and I would feel comfortable flexing him. Don't expect a whole lot, just expect consistency. I think he's gonna have about 10 points or so.
What about breakout tight
Especially
end?
mainly in a PPR.
Okay. What about breakout tight end Mo Alley Cox last week, who had over 100 yards and at least one touchdown?
Is Jack Doyle back?
That is a good question. I believe I got a notification right before we started doing this.
Okay, so while he's looking that up, I'm going to move on to the Jets. And that's about all I have to say about the Jets.
Yeah, okay, we're moving off the Jets now.
So we're moving back to the Indianapolis
I didn't
Colts.
find Jack Doyle. Go look up and see if Jack Doyle is healthy before you. I'm even if Jack Doyle starts, I don't like Jack Doyle. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not an athletic guy. He's an old Jason Witten type guy that catches the ball and falls
I just
down.
wonder if they will actually give the Giant a good chance.
The Giant.
The Giant.
Giant. Who's that?
The Giant is Mo Alley Cox.
Okay, I didn't know that's what they called him.
He's-
Mike Sticky Gecko
He's huge.
just scored a touchdown. So
Sticky Gecko.
yeah, Sticky Gecko. The Colts obviously win this game, and yeah, most of your Colts I think are good to go. I'm not starting Doyle even if he's healthy. I was saying he's not.
No,
he's
yeah.
not an athletic
You're
guy.
not.
I don't know.
I think Doyle hurts.
Mo Alley Cox.
Mo Alley Cox more than.
Are you starting
helps anything.
Mo Alley Cox if Jack Doyle plays?
I'm probably not.
Yeah, I'm not starting him either if Doyle plays because he's not going to be the sole target there.
No.
I'm starting T.Y. Hilton because he's going to go off because his grandmama said, hey, you suck. You suck. I need you to be better. So he's going to be better. Carolina Panthers at L.A. Chargers, Brayden. Christian McCaffrey is hurt. Christian McCaffrey will not play in this game.
Hopefully you picked up. If you were a CMC owner, hopefully you got Davis.
Yes, Davis caught I believe 9 or 8 catches last week, and
He did.
had some solid outing.
He had
when
8
Christian
catches
McCaffrey
in
was
like
out.
a half.
Let me propose this idea to you. Curtis Samuel leads this team in carries on Sunday. Curtis Samuel, who also saw carries on Sunday.
I don't think that he will lead the team in carries, but I will put the over/under at 8 for you.
Okay. I'm gonna go 8. You should have said 7.5. I'll take the over there. Mike Davis, they like Mike Davis, but Curtis Samuel, they have used in the backfield. This is a younger offensive mind guy in Joe Brady that likes to do different things. Curtis Samuel has taken snaps at running back. I'm not saying he's going to be like a running back, but he's going to be a weapon that I think they utilize to carry the ball and pass catch. He's more Christian McCaffrey-like than Mike Davis is.
Yeah,
Curtis
I think
Samuel would be.
you could see I'm not flexing him, but are you flexing him?
I would flex Curtis Samuel. Yes.
Okay, I don't trust it, but
because
you could see 8 to 10 carries and like at least 6 targets,
yeah,
5 to 6 targets.
Well, that's what I mean. He brings you the rushing upside and the catching upside. I'm not starting Teddy Bridgewater. I'm starting DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, though. Robbie Anderson is hot right now. I still expect him to essentially be the 1B to the DJ Moore on this team.
Yep.
And what about, Ian Thomas, their tight end?
No, I'm probably not.
You're really not. You're just kind of starting the pass catchers on this team. Curtis Samuel, Mike Davis, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore.
Yep.
Okay. Who are they playing? They're playing the Chargers, the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert is starting this game. Tyrod Taylor, if you did not hear, stayed out with a chest injury last week.
Yeah, this is insane.
This is very strange.
This is a okay. So he sat out with a chest injury, and everybody's like, okay, like something happened in pregame, whatever, right? And apparently he had a rib injury, and they went to give him a shot pregame to numb it up.
Yes, a pain shot.
And the
team doctor,
punctured his lung.
It's very strange. So he had to actually be rushed to the hospital because his lung deflated.
And you know what I read just not too long ago, just earlier?
What?
Their coach, what's his name?
Anthony
Lynn said, I am not mad at the doctor.
He's just trying to do his job, man. Some jobs are hard.
He's probably happy that the doctor did that. So he had an excuse to start Herbert.
Well, and this made a little more sense on why he said, 100% we're starting Tyrod if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Anthony Lynn is a former player. And as a player, he's now a head coach. You don't think anybody should lose their job because of injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not Tyrod's fault, especially when it's not Tyrod's fault. He wasn't even doing anything. And as a former player, Anthony Lynn doesn't think that's it's going to break his heart. He doesn't think Tyrod should lose his job because he got hurt.
Yeah, he wasn't like terrible. So.
But everybody that, Justin Herbert passed the eye test. Everybody knows Justin Herbert is better for this offense. And with Herbert starting, I definitely think it looks better for Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler and Josh Kelly.
With Herbert starting, the offense is looking a little more secure, a little more up.
And Carolina's defense is not great. So I'm starting all my Chargers, actually.
Even Herbert?
Yeah.
I feel like you can start Herbert.
If you're one of those guys that needs quarterback help. I'm trying to think of somebody that I would compare Herbert to. What about Herbert or Derek Carr? Would you rather start one of those guys?
Herbert.
Okay. What about Herbert or Daniel Jones? That was probably a little closer.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones' ceiling is higher. I feel like you know what you're going to get with Herbert, and it's only been one game, so that's crazy to say.
I don't think you know what you're going to get with Herbert.
Well, that's crazy to say. Like, now the more that I think about that statement, the more I'm like, he's played one game in the NFL.
Exactly.
Exactly. I think what's reassuring about it is it was against the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, and he came out and played good. So it makes you feel safe, but I think you probably go with the known in Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Who wins this game though?
The Chargers?
Yeah.
I think the Chargers win this. Well, I don't know. This could be the trap game that Carolina, they're 0-2. I don't know that they lose and go 0-3. I don't think they're as bad as everybody thinks they are, but I still think the Chargers win.
Yeah, me too.
Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's against the Denver Broncos. Bruce Arians came out today and said that his offense does not use the tight end. He said Gronk is a blocking tight end. So at this point, I am not starting a Tampa Bay tight end.
You should have never started a Tampa Bay tight end.
But as much as, you can't just count them out until you see that they're counted out.
You can.
So you're not starting Gronk or O.J. Howard. Don't do it. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, you are 100% starting.
Yeah, I think Chris Godwin's leaning towards in, right?
Yeah, he's in. He's cleared concussion protocol.
Yeah.
So he should be good to go. What about Tom Brady? He has not been as much up to par this year.
Not
as
Tom
people
Brady of
drafted him.
old. Yeah, I think you're going to play Tom Brady. This is the first time that he's going to have both those top weapons back at the same time.
I think he's a low end quarterback one though. I'm not starting Tom Brady.
You don't think he could end top 10 this week?
This week, yes. This week he can end top 10. I'll say yes.
Okay. I say you start him. Yep.
If you have any kind of mobile quarterback, or Justin Herbert or Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
See, I might think about Herbert here. I might. We'll see.
All right. And we already said
you're not starting a running back.
Are you? If you have Fournette, are you starting?
I think
him?
you can flex Fournette. Yes.
I'm fine with flexing
I think
Fournette.
you can flex Fournette. I think you can flex Ronald Jones. I do.
I don't.
I still think you can flex him.
I don't trust
I'm
it.
not that I'm confident about it, but
I got burned by him last week. I thought that he was going to be the guy still, and that.
But he could be the guy on the drive who falls in for the touchdown.
It's true. It's true.
Denver Broncos. I am at this point. Are you starting? So what's his name? Drew Lock went down with a shoulder injury, I believe. Shoulder, elbow.
Super unfortunate.
Something like that. Cortland Sutton is done for the year. Who are you starting on this team? Are you starting Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, you're starting Melvin Gordon.
Okay. What pass catcher on this team are you starting? You got Noah Fant. You got KJ Hamler. You got Jerry Jeudy. You got Deshaun Hamilton.
You are stashing KJ Hamler.
Yes, I agree.
You are starting Noah Fant.
Okay.
And
what about Jerry Jeudy?
You're probably stashing Jerry Jeudy. But I think KJ Hamler might be more involved than Jerry Jeudy.
I feel like you're starting Jerry Jeudy. And I feel like you're starting Noah Fant as well.
Yeah.
Who wins this game, Brayden? I picked Tampa Bay to win. This is my solid lock. Is Tampa Bay to win.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is going to win.
Against Denver's backups.
Yeah, exactly.
Detroit Lions at Arizona. Kenny Golladay is back, like we mentioned.
The Detroit Kenny Golladays.
Yes, I've started Marvin Jones the last 2 weeks. He has not been that productive. Are you?
I'm going back to the well.
What does that mean? Tell me.
Going back to the well with Marvin Jones.
Okay,
I'm starting him.
Oh, so you're starting Marvin Jones. You're starting Kenny Golladay.
He's better. Marvin Jones is better when Kenny Golladay is on the field.
Yes. Yeah, I agree as well. So you're starting Kenny Golladay. You're starting Marvin Jones.
Yep.
Which are you starting one of these running backs? I am not. I'm not starting one of these running backs. I feel like Arizona's going to get up on them, so they're going to have to throw the ball, which they are good at doing, by the way, when Matthew Stafford and everybody is healthy.
Yeah, you're probably not. I wouldn't touch the running backs, no.
So, yeah, me neither. Matthew Stafford, you starting Matthew Stafford here in Arizona?
You can. I would try to find – no, you can, yeah. You can start Stafford.
I think so as well. What about T.J. Hawkinson?
You're starting Hawkinson.
The Hawk.
Yeah, you're starting him.
I agree, yes.
He can fall in for that touchdown.
Arizona has been historically bad against tight ends, so Hawkinson could be – this could be his high upside game right here where he just goes off. Arizona, my boy, Kyler Murray. You're never benching Kyler Murray no matter what defense he plays.
Agreed.
Because he is the new hotness Lamar Jackson. D-Hop, 100%.
Every week.
Kenyon Drake, this could be the week Kenyon Drake finally busts out and produces like the number one running back that he is.
Yeah, so that is more where I know people are probably a little worried. I would say the overwhelming population is worried about Kenyon Drake. And yes. I'm with you. I'm buying low on Kenyon Drake.
I have Drake in a couple leagues, but I would buy low on Kenyon Drake. It's not going to be like this all year. I don't think Kyler Murray rushes enough to significantly cut into Kenyon Drake's work. But I'm starting Kenyon Drake, Kyler Murray, D-Hop.
They've had to be in a couple shootouts. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Well, I don't think this one will necessarily be a shootout, but I'm not starting anybody else on this team. I'm not starting Fitz. I'm not starting Kirk. I'm not flexing those guys. It's just they've shown so far that they are really not a big factor in this offense so far.
It's been K1 and D-Hop.
Yes, and not even so much Kenyon Drake.
I am picking Arizona.
I obviously think Arizona wins. Dallas at Seattle.
This one's
could be the shootout.
Barn burner.
Two top tier kind of offenses so far. I'm starting everybody in this game.
Yeah, I'm starting every single person in this game.
It's as easy as that. I'm starting everybody in this game.
Okay, CD Lamb.
I'm starting CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
I'm starting Michael Gallup. I'm starting Amari Cooper. I'm starting Dalton Schultz.
Unless
I'm starting Zeke.
Unless you have options like our friend,
Yes.
you're not sitting anybody in this game.
Exactly.
Our friend that we mentioned earlier with the
Amari Cooper, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, or D-Hop.
Yeah, likelihood is you don't have all those guys. So, but if you do, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, this is the one game this week that I'm starting everybody.
Me too.
Green Bay at New Orleans.
Oh, you didn't pick who won.
Oh,
Wait, what do you think?
I think Seattle wins.
I'm picking Dallas again.
I think Seattle wins.
I was right last week.
You were right.
I don't know how I was right.
I believe I picked the Falcons to win.
It was by a literal 0.2 chance of a miracle that I was right.
I believe I picked the Falcons. Brayden, get this, though.
You did.
I was only 1 point and 1 second away from being right. Think about that for
a second. Sure. And I was 1 point and 1 second away from being wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Green Bay at New Orleans. A big game. Big game this week. Second biggest game this week, maybe. Third biggest game. Let's say third. Let's go third.
The more you think, the farther down they go.
Are you starting all your Packers? That's not Aaron Rodgers because you said you would sit Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you can start your Packers.
Are you starting MVS and Lazard?
Yeah, you are.
Whether or not Devontae Adams is in.
That's correct.
Okay. I am starting all my Packers. I'm starting Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams.
Because the thing is, I don't think that Allen Lazard and MVS are both going to have a good game.
Unless Devontae Adams is out?
No, even if Devontae Adams is out, I think only one of them will have a good game.
I'm asking you this question every week. Which one? It was MVS last week.
Was I right?
I don't remember who you picked last week.
Oh, I don't remember either.
Maybe Lazard. Lazard's my pick this week to be the guy that goes off.
I feel like Lazard's more number one material.
Okay.
And MVS is more number two material, but it's going to be one or the other. These guys are not going to both go off at the same time. That's how I feel. Even with Devontae Adams off the field, this is why I'm benching Aaron Rodgers.
What about New Orleans? And I think a better sit for you would have been Drew Brees.
Oh, you should probably not be playing Drew Brees at this point.
Yeah, I'm not playing Drew Brees, especially without Michael Thomas. This offense and Drew Brees. Drew Brees is out there looking old now. Looking like he can't throw the ball down the field.
Yeah. It's not looking
I'm
good.
starting Alvin Kamara and maybe Jared Cook.
Yeah, that's about it for me too.
I'm starting Latavius Murray. I still feel like Murray gets enough work to still start in the running back position. Kamara's not an every down back. He's just not. He's not built like that.
Yeah.
So Latavius Murray, I'm starting Murray, Kamara, and Jared Cook because Jared Cook is.
Yeah, I'm not touching any of the wide receivers.
You don't like Emmanuel Sanders?
I felt like he was viable until he didn't get used last week. So
I'm not using Emmanuel Sanders.
I'm not either.
I mean, he got used and got a touchdown, but I wouldn't say you can count on that.
Well, yeah.
Who wins this game, though?
Not like a number one wide receiver.
Yeah. Who wins this game?
I think that the Green Bay Packers win this game.
I think the Saints win this game. No, I don't. I think Green Bay wins this game. As much as I hate to say it, I think Green Bay wins this game. That offense is kind of rolling right now. If Devontae Adams is out, do the Packers still win?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not because of Aaron Rodgers.
It's because of Aaron Jones.
It's because of Aaron Jones.
Okay. I agree with that statement. The biggest game of the week. Former number.
This is the one that everybody's waiting for.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs at Baltimore Ravens.
You're starting everybody in this game. Right?
What about – no, yeah, you're definitely starting everybody in this game. I saw a question on Facebook today that was, do I start Mark Andrews or Hayden Hurst? Hayden Hurst obviously had a better week than Mark Andrews last week, who put up just like 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, you're starting Mark Andrews.
And that's what I told him. I said, Mark Andrews is the better tight end, and he's playing a team that it's either going to be a super defensive game, which I don't really see because there's 2 offensive powerhouse teams here. So it's going to be a shootout. Mark Andrews has the potential to score like 4 touchdowns because it could happen, and starting everybody in this team. Everybody in this game.
I agree.
All your Chiefs.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins is out. Well, is Sammy Watkins out? He went down with concussion. I believe he's doubtful to play.
I don't think he's officially ruled out yet. So I guess theoretically, if he were to play, you can still play him.
Yes. If he's not good to play, are you starting Mecole Hardman and or Demarcus Robinson?
Yes, they can be flexed.
I think so as well. Travis Kelce, everybody, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins. You're starting both those guys. You don't know which one's going to get the more work.
No,
but you're safe starting both of them.
Yep.
And Hollywood Brown, you're starting. Lamar Jackson, you can sit him. It's fine.
Yeah, and trade him to me.
Trade him to me.
For nothing. Because you're going to sit him.
You got anything else to add to this, Brayden? That was all your game breakdowns this week. Start sits. Sits of the week. Starts of the week. Yeah, I said that right.
Yeah, you said it right. No, not really. I'm ready for that Monday night game, and I'm obviously ready for the Dallas-Seattle game. I think those are going to be two of the best games of the week.
Exactly.
They're going to be the most high-scoring games of the week, I think.
If you got any questions, send them our way for lineups. Hit us up on social media. We will do our best to answer them. And, yeah, that's all I got, Brayden.
I'm good. Go follow us on socials. Once again, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Peace out. Football.
Bye.